But now let's come to the Greens for a moment and defence. I amused myself over the weekend by reading the Greens' defence policy. Now, they want to defund the Australian Defence Forces. They're completely opposed to the Americans. I mean, they're the only country listed as a bad actor, apart from ourselves. The Americans.
Is that right?
Yeah, no, it's not the Chinese, not the North Koreans, it's not the Iran, it's not Russia. I would have thought that if you were worried about climate change, you'd want the Western-based, liberal, rules-based order, if I can put it that way, to survive.
You'd think so.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
What do they say? I'm sort of amazed by this. What do they say should be done in Ukraine?
They do have an answer. All conflict must be resolved by peaceful means.
Yes.
We need to sit around the table,
Yes.
and Australia should put together an international team of, or an internationally respected team of peace negotiators.
Yes.
Which is politically correct,
Yes.
of course, in terms of its composition.
And Putin will just sit down and say, "You were right. I shouldn't have invaded Ukraine."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's fix it then.
Yeah.
That easy.
But there are educated people all over, the people in Australia who
I saw someone say, the worst thing about the Ukraine war is that it will lead to increased emissions, which of course it will, with armaments and tanks and everything as well. Okay, I mean, I'm not in favour of increased emissions, but if you're being bombed down in a city in Ukraine, you might think you've got more immediate problems at the moment than the increased emissions that these torpedoes are bringing.
As you know, I'm deeply invested in agricultural research, and I'm to this day deeply interested in how we feed people. We're doing a stunning job. We're feeding 5 billion people a day, every day, more than we were 50 years ago. We've dramatically cut stunting of children, malnutrition, those sorts of things. It's an incredible success story. But, it's dependent on cheap energy and ammonia. The 4 great emitters, everybody focuses on electricity, but it's steel, concrete, electricity, and ammonia. Half the world's grain production depends upon ammonia. We don't have a substitute. Half the world's grain production.
But you see, these are logical arguments. This is the problem. If you were in a debate with a Green now and you put that's a logical argument, the answer would be, but the world's going to end.
Which is not, by the way, what the ICPP says.
No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. And I was present at one of these sort of debates, and the Green was having trouble explaining why we couldn't have nuclear power. And in the end, the Green just said, well, we've got to listen to the children, and the children are against nuclear power. And I thought to myself, it's a funny world, isn't it? For most of the world's history, the idea was you listened to your elders because they had experience, right? Now you listen to the children who don't have experience, right? Because I guess they're purer, they're untainted by original sin. They know the truth.
They've not been corrupted by education.
The readily being corrupted by education, but a different kind of education.